It's been about 4 months since my contract with OM System ended, so I'm not an ambassador anymore for them. Have I changed my mind about OM1, OM5 or OM System as a corporation? Let's talk about that in this video. Hi, it's Peter here, and let's get right into the business. I did not want to continue with my contract because I needed a more versatile camera than OM1 for my video work. It's a great camera, but there are some things that I needed, and I'm not going to go into that. I explained everything on this video, why I wanted a new camera. I have not gotten a new camera yet. I've tested Fuji X-H2, and you can watch that video from there, which is a bit low quality because I messed up with the rendering of the video. My bad, but I hope you still enjoy that video. The other camera that is very interesting is the new S5 Mark II X from Panasonic, but I haven't not tested that yet. Both of those cameras are my biggest options at the moment. They have some features that I need, and the main thing was explained in the video that I had a card just a few minutes ago or seconds ago. I was planning on testing a lot of cameras, but then I kind of felt that why would I test a lot of cameras, because I already know quite well what the cameras are that are best for me. There are a lot of options, but you can look at the specs and you can see, and then of course it's the look and feel, which is something that I wanted to test. And to be honest, the Fuji camera was quite good. I might get one of those later in this year. And I know getting a new camera won't make me any better photographer, and I will have a video in the end screen that explains why that is. It gives me more options, but as I said, it won't make me any better photographer or a videographer in this case. And I have to say a disclaimer, this video is my own opinion. No one has told me to do this video. It's just something that I wanted to do because I've gotten a few questions about am I going to tell my honest opinion about OM System cameras and Olympus right now that I'm not an ambassador. And that was a kind of like a funny question, that you kind of assume that I would lie, which is of course a kind of like a offensive thing to say. Of course I won't lie, even though I'm an ambassador. I will tell the things that I like, and I also told things that I don't like in the cameras in the past. So if you want my honest opinion, watch the videos from my channel about Olympus cameras and OM System. But let's continue with what I think about OM1 and why I'm still using it. And then I will talk about OM5 and also about OM System as a company. Well, OM1 is my camera that I use for all my professional work. It's been that since I got it in about a year ago, I think it was. And I have no complaints about it. It has been working very well. There's only one little flaw in the beginning. The AF in video wasn't working perfectly, but then they upgraded or made a new firmware, and I need it because I'm filming myself. It needs to be perfect. It is annoying if it fails, because then you have to figure out some B-roll for the whole video. But that's another story. The features in OM1 has been perfect for me. There are a lot of good things that I've used. The AF has gotten a lot better. Also, the high ISO performance is a lot better than EM1 Mark III, and there are some people that claim that OM1 is no good and EM1 Mark II was better, or Mark III was better. I disagree with that. I think OM1 is a lot better camera. There's been some discuss about the AF, that it's not as good as it was in EM1 Mark III, but that's not true. It's just the way the OM1 works. It's a bit different way. The accuracy of the smallest pinpoint AF point is a lot better than it is with EM1 Mark III. It just works a bit differently, and you need to do a little different things if it doesn't work, because it is so small, sometimes might miss, but then you need to use different way of making, or different AF mode. And there's a video about it actually on that side. My views on OM1 hasn't changed. I still think it's a great camera, like I did when I was first testing it. And the same goes with OM5, which many people thought that I was just saying because I'm an ambassador good things about OM5. I still like the OM5 a lot, and I use it for my leisure and travel photography all the time. That's my go-to camera if I go out and shoot like this, just to make some shots and enjoy photography. And I have the 20mm f1.4 Pro lens almost glued in. I don't think I've shot with any other lens with that camera with OM-5 except a few tests. So the flaws that people say that OM-5 had, and it's not good enough or it's not upgraded enough for EM5 Mark III, and yeah, you could argue that there are some things that could be better in OM-5, but still it's a lot better camera than EM5 Mark III. And again, if you don't need the features in OM-5, then of course why would you upgrade if you don't need the features? Because you can get image quality wise and otherwise as good images with EM5 Mark III as you can get with OM-5, except a few things like Live ND, for example, which is a very good feature, even though some say that it works only on fast shutter speed or in darker conditions where you have longer shutter speeds anyways. But that's not true. It works quite perfectly with even when there is a bit more light without the need of ND filters, and that's a good thing when you're traveling or walking outdoors. You don't want to carry extra stuff. Yeah, what about OM system? Many of you said that when Olympus was sold to JIP, or the Olympus imaging business from the medical company Olympus was transferred or sold to JIP, you said that it's the end of Olympus and they will just sell the patent and sell the good technology and stuff like that. But I already then told you that that's not going to happen, because that was my prediction and I was right. Olympus did not die, in a sense that it is still the camera that it used to be, even though the brand is now OM System. That didn't change. Of course, there was a time when the transformation was made from a huge corporation to almost a startup. Of course, it wasn't in a way a startup, but yeah, it's still quite small company and more agile and all that. And I think that's the point. OM System is a lot more agile than Olympus was. I saw that when I was an ambassador. The whole transformation of the mood and the feel inside the company changed a lot. And I could, of course, I wasn't inside the company, but I could see the transformation in the personnel that were my contacts in Olympus and OM System. It was a big transformation. The optimism was really huge, but because of course a photographic company or camera company is in big trouble, all of them are, because of the market is shrinking and it's still shrinking. The OM System has the legacy of Olympus, so everything is like it is, and even better because it's a small company and more agile company. So I have a big belief that they will be successful in the future. And one reason is that they concentrated on wildlife, birds, outdoor adventure and macro photography. I think that's a wise move that they did, and I think it pays off, even though it's not the genre that I am photographing. But of course, I want to look at things with more wider perspective and not just my own perspective. If I could have decided, I would want it to be something else if I only thought about myself. But, you know, a bigger picture, you can see that it's a wise move. There hasn't been many new cameras lately. Okay, there was OM1 and then OM5 and then the 90mm lens. So not that much has happened. But then we have to remember that it's a totally new company, and I'm sure that there will be some more stuff. Rumors say that there will be a 50-200 and 50-250 f4, and the previous, or the 50-200 is f2.8 lens. That makes a lot of sense. If that's true, it's only rumors. I have no fact about if that's true. Honestly, I think those lenses, if they come, are really good and wise moves. And what about cameras that they might do? OM10 is something that they might introduce, but to be honest, say that's going to be a very tough camera to sell, because of course the the mobile phones are taking over the normal or the everyday photography. It's been doing that since 2007. It's been, you know, gradually going out, and my image is gonna be blown out. Hopefully my face is totally fine, because if the sun just came out from behind the clouds, it's gonna be too bright. But anyways, where was I? is about the new camera. If OM 10 will be, I don't know, most likely they will introduce some kind of a camera. And it was interesting to see what the target audience is, because OM 1 is targeted to the professional wildlife, bird and adventure photographers. OM 5 is more towards kind of like the adventure and hiking, and having a camera with you, and not necessarily a professional photographer when you have that camera. But of course, why not? As a professional, it's a nice backup camera or the second camera like I have. But yeah, those two were kind of like a no-brainers and a lot easier to sell. But OM 10 will be harder to sell. But I think the future of OM system is bright. And like I said before, as an ambassador, yeah, that's my honest opinion still. It was and it still is. I have no reason to believe otherwise. Just because I'm not an ambassador, I should start mocking the company or the cameras. I think that's just, well, that would make all my other videos in the past kind of like lies, which they're not, because I still think the same way. And why I'm saying this is because, like I said, I've gotten so many emails and questions that when I'm going to be honest, and well, I've always been. I just wanted to make this video. I know it's something that I, did not need to do, but I just wanted to do it because I wanted to make these things crystal clear what I think about the system. But don't worry, I won't talk about this trust issue anymore unless I need to, but most likely I don't need to do that. And I hope you enjoyed this slightly different video, and I will link all the videos that I mentioned in the description of this video. But hey, thanks for watching, and bye for now.